Hey y'all, it is Daphne here, and welcome to the Poised Soul Podcast. We are just going to get into it today, y'all. Today's podcast is titled No More Excuses. I have had every excuse in the book as to why I can't start this podcast, why I need to re record, why I need to re strategize and re edit and think it through and not post now. And literally, with all the work that I've been doing internally, everything's been boiling down to execution. You either do it or you don't. And that's what we need to focus on. How can we, in fact, execute? And there's two things that I want to speak about: self talk and starting. So we'll dive into those things, but I just want to connect, right? In that I know that a lot of people are dealing with this. Obviously, I'm liking this onto a passion project, right? And the fact that I needed to start this podcast because I know that God is calling me to do this. But it might be something different for you. It might be a new job. It might be, a new business to start, a new friend group to penetrate, whatever it may be. There is something within you that is holding you back. And I just want you to know that I feel that. And it is literally always easier said than done. And there will be a million people who feel like they can weigh in on your situation, who want to give you a conseil, which is like suggestions, recommendations, but they're not in your shoes. And I truly believe that there's two things that we need to work through. Or at least this is what has surfaced the most in my journey with starting this podcast, and it is self-talk and the startup. Self-talk is huge, right? When we look at neuroscientists, a lot of them will tell us how our brains can't distinguish when it is fighting a physical threat and a mental threat, like an emotional threat, right? It views it all as a threat. Y'all, my sign back here is trying to quite literally ruin this entire thing. Our brains can't tell the difference between a physical and a mental stress, y'all. So when we're going through depression, anxiety, mental health is just as real as physical ailments and sickness, right? Like that's should be something that as a society we've learned and we've grasped onto. But we need to also understand it from this area of self-talk. We are our biggest critics. Like, speaking for myself, I'm a perfectionist to the core. Okay. Also grew up a people pleaser. So seeking validation and having all the what ifs, the self criticalness seep in, your brain literally starts to associate all of that with I'm unsafe. Beating yourself up internally, y'all, I will say it again, is literally causing your body to think that it is unsafe. I just feel like we need to sit because, like, honestly, the minute this was grasped, and I do need to give this creator her credit, I'm going to find her because God bless her heart. I think she's like a neuro psychologist or just does a lot of research around it. But she bridges biblical, right? Topics and just concepts with actual like neurological science. And um, like y'all, our brains can't tell the difference. So every time you're sitting there beating yourself down, having, a anxiety or and sometimes these things aren't necessarily things that we can help. So I do want to give that disclaimer, right? But I think from this area of self-talk, it is something that God has given us control over. Literally Proverbs 18 verse what is it 21 says that the power of life and death is held in the tongue. There's so many parallels that we can talk about, but we're talking about self-talk in this moment, y'all. Every time you beat yourself up, your body literally thinks it's unsafe. Your nervous system becomes unregulated. You might be living your life thinking that you're fine, but your body feels like it's unsafe. And this is why so many people are walking around with anxiety, with high stress, and still powering through, right? Functional depression, even powering through. But you literally are unsafe. You're fighting yourself with words. And it's physically manifesting as if someone's literally beating you down. Your body is unsafe. And there's only three responses, right? Fight, flight, freeze. I'm a freezer, y'all. Which one are you? Literally, I really want to encourage folks, like, reflect, y'all. Reflect. Do you know our consciousness is the probably the only thing that distinguishes us from other creatures here on earth? Your ability to sit and to think and reflect. Are y'all reflecting? And listen, I'm saying all this out loud, but like I'm also, right, like rewiring this in my own brain as well. I reflect a lot, maybe a little bit too much sometimes. So I know people can relate to that side as well. But like functionally reflecting, right? And like actually doing something about it, which just brings us back to execution. Listen, are you reflecting? Think about how you're talking to yourself and understand the consequences of it. Because with every ounce of criticalness, every ounce of negative self talk, every ounce, you are literally pushing yourself into a space that is unsafe. You are unregulating your nervous system, and you are literally forcing yourself into, and like to have to just instinctively respond to something rather than consciously respond to something. So fight, flight, freeze. I'm a freezer. I become paralyzed. I procrastinate. I complain. I'm being real. I'm the poised soul on the hot seat today. I am being real. And let me tell you, this alone is probably the biggest inhibitor to a lot of us obtaining the success in the lives that we want. How are you talking to yourself, y'all? We have to check it. And it's been a major game changer for me. A major game changer. Even when you don't think it doesn't matter, check it. Let's walk through a scenario. We we got to make this practical. We're not playing out here, okay? Like we need to make this practical. You're walking through a situation. Let's say we'll use public speaking. You just had to speak in front of a whole bunch of people. You said, XYZ, but you felt really embarrassed and that you didn't do well. So now you're going throughout the entire day beating yourself up. What do you think is going to happen the next time you have to get up on a stage? The next time you have to say something in front of a group bigger than 5 people? Your mind is now going to associate everything that you said about yourself as truth. And that is going to be exactly what keeps you from doing the thing that you know that you should be doing. We have to allow ourselves the space to make the mistakes and not determine ourselves to our failures. Just because we did something wrong, now I am that. I can't do this. I can't. But that's what we do so regularly with our negative self talk, and we don't even realize it. We have to check it, y'all. for the sake of just regulating our nervous system so that you can live in safety, in warmth, in positivity, in the light of God. All right, so now let's get into this concept of the startup. I'm just kind of saying it that way, but really it's just the act of starting something. I was listening to the Huberman Lab podcast. If you guys are familiar with him, shout out to my friend Andrea back when she put me on, and now he's completely taken off. Probably, kind of like a nationwide name at this point, maybe. I don't know. Um, but check him out. He did an episode with James Clear, y'all, the author of Atomic Habits. And um, one, I need to finish the book, but two, um, yeah, the work James Clear has been doing within just the industry of self-help and habit building has been big. He probably has the game on lock right now. You hear his name a lot. Anyways, that being said, this concept of starting was a major thing that came up in that podcast. And they were just saying how, like, literally, the startup is half the battle. You starting is half the battle, y'all. You waking up and deciding to do a thing and actually doing it is half the battle. Not at the process of doing it, but the inception of it. And they were just talking about how we need to actively create environments mentally and physically that make it conducive for us to start a thing. So even with me trying to start this podcast, what am I about to do after this that is going to ensure that this is started, that it is posted, that the momentum is built, and the train is actually pushed onto the track, right? We have to actually start. So let's talk about what it looks like for us to make things conducive to start. If you want to work out, have the workout clothes laid out. If you want to be serious about your nutrition, don't buy snacks and have them chilling around the house. If you want to be financially secure, make the budget. These are efforts made to make sure that you start. Accountability from friends, that one just came to mind as well. To make sure that you start. So here's some things that I'm going to be doing. One, I'm posting this. I'm posting it. I'm posting it. And not only posting, but I'm committing to every Thursday posting a podcast for the Poised Soul Podcast. Every Thursday. I'm committing to it. I'm committing to a lot more, but we'll get into that later, y'all. Okay, because your girl is in the middle of a move. Another thing that they mentioned in the podcast is like how discomfort can oftentimes lead into us kind of forcefully like propelling ourselves, and whether or not like that force of like discomfort is needed for us to excel. It's not always, but that is very much the space that I'm in. And oftentimes, that type of pressure is what's carried all my efforts throughout life. Oh, there's a deadline for school. Oh, there's some type of external pressure that has pushed me to XYZ. And yeah, I'm moving. So this beautiful creative studio that I made so that I can sit here and record all these podcasts will literally be painted back to white. This couch will be sold, and I won't have this anymore. So now this luxury is gone, and now there happens to be a fire. A fire under me to start. Ain't that crazy that this is the motivation? But regardless, it's starting. Hold on to the momentum, y'all, with all that you got. Check your self talk and start. Make the decisions that you need to make so that you start. And once again, it is easier said than done. But like I said earlier, y'all, make sure that you're reflecting and be real about it and do something about it. Oof. So, yeah, with that, I'm going to let y'all go. I do want to take a moment to, I don't know, kind of state a little fun fact about me. This came up today as I was getting ready for this. I was like, wow, like one of my favorite places, like in my household, not even one, my favorite place in my household, especially because I'm moving, y'all, is the bathroom. Is it just me? Like the bathroom is literally my oasis. Like I relax there. I do like skincare. I get cute there. The mirror's there. So we're doing a lot of shadow work and speaking into ourselves. Like the bathroom is just, ugh, mental and physical release. um, so yeah. And once again, with this topic about us, right? Like making things conducive, like find out where that place is for you guys. Create environments that just breed safety. Because when we are safe, you got to think of it like a child. You have to have a secure attachment. Like we are trying to build secure attachments with ourselves at this point, y'all. Whew! I'm sorry. We are trying to build secure attachments with ourselves, bruh. Build it so that you feel safe and that you can excel. Because I don't know about you, but I have had enough. I am quite literally done with falling by the wayside, allowing life to happen, and not seeing my dreams come true. So, all that being said, no more excuses. I'll catch y'all next time.